us started?
Yeah, we're starting now. Do you want to start it off, or you want me to do it?
Shit. Damn, I'm sorry. Welcome back, you guys. This is You've Been Served. You got your boy Ty on the mic.
You got Jorge Alberto Aviña.
You got Robert Geus.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, Christian is not here with us at the moment. He had to go and make his money real fast because he likes to take long walks down Figueroa. So, no worries. In the meantime, we'll be filling you guys in with some genius topics. You know, some very entertaining shit we can dive into. All right, so while I focus on my phone really fast for the sake of the podcast, y'all get it started, and then I'll jump in.
All right.
Very well. You jerk.
I think Ty's a little bit of a bitch.
Wow!
How dare you?
Wow!
He's a lot of bitch. All right, we had to do that for Christian because Christian's not here right now. We had to do that one for Christian.
Damn. All right.
All right, so the new topic we were actually going to go over today is music this day and age. One thing I was actually curious about, I wanted to ask you guys is, have you guys seen music in any kind of genre, and from any artist that you may know or not know of or whatever? Is it more influential today, as far as like, you know, not just the music that they put out, not just the records that they put out, but also like the message and the lyrics and what the people have been doing for the community and whatnot, or even then, like just, you know, just the new generation of people, you know, taking on that look. For instance, like the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones were hitting big, and everybody wanted to dress like Mick Jagger. You know what I mean? So things of that sense, or is it, you know, is it just something we saw back in the day with that kind of era? What's your guys' opinion? What do you guys think?
I think you talked about a lot of things there, and one thing that stood out to me was about how things have changed, and I think that it's really become a lot more economical. Right? Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you used to buy a CD. Before that, you'd buy a record. Before that, music was really only for the elite that could afford to hear it live.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, you know, you hop on YouTube. You can even get a free Spotify membership, and you can listen to pretty much whatever you want.
Man, I know how to download that shit on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm talking, you know, predating that as well, you know, and of course there are always ways around it, but
the illegal way is the best way.
Yes, okay, sure, but my point is just that I think things have changed a lot, because you've seen this growth, and now music is for everybody, and anybody can make music. Beyond that, you know, you get a $200 computer, you plug in a microphone, and here we are doing a podcast.
Fair enough. Yeah, true.
So I think that, to me, that's changed a lot, right? The people that can listen to it, the people that can enjoy it, has changed a lot over the course of the years.
Okay.
Yeah, music has definitely changed. Being that I spent majority of my life listening to R&B, I can definitely hear the difference between old school R&B and new school R&B. Like, for example, I feel like a lot of new school R&B focuses on sex in a way.
Okay.
Like, it's either going to be a subtle sexualization of the song or an extremely obvious sexualization of the song. Versus old school music was all about love and dance, man. Those were the two main things that the song will always break down to, was love and just getting your dance on, man. So, an artist that I can really help out with this, an example of, is Tank. Don't know if you guys are familiar with the R&B singer Tank, but just know, like, before he started to blow up today, all his songs was like solely based on love. You know, he had his heartbreak songs. I even had somebody tell me before, like, man, it sounds like Tank always crying in his songs. I'm like, well, that's just the type of songs that he makes, and he does a damn good job at it. And then you got Tank today. He put out an album. Which album was it wherein he actually started to branch away? I think it was his album Sex, Love, and Pain 2. And from that album on, you can definitely feel that he's trying to entertain the crowd more than put out his own music. And I feel like that's what a lot of today's music breaks down to.
Yeah.
It's not about what the artist really wants, it's about what people want to hear. And maybe that's not always true. Maybe the artist does want to put out stuff that is solely what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
But I like songs. Even though I'm okay with songs that are just for fun, I ultimately like a song that has an actual purpose or that can relate to the person singing that song. Like, you're called an artist for a reason.
Yeah. So like you prefer more the message behind the lyrics and everything than okay, that's fair.
Right.
I respect that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. Like the more I wanted to see was like, do you think it's still more influential today, or was it something more of like, do you think music from back in the day was more influential, or do you think it's vice versa? Do you think it's today that's more influential, or do you not see a difference at all?
It's influential. It's more influential today in the sense that anybody can do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that I will say.
Yeah.
Because literally, last episode I told you guys I was gonna shoot y'all a SoundCloud link that don't even exist. But being that it was to exist, boom. I'm already marketing. I already started my fan base. You guys can shoot that link anywhere. Boom, bada bing. Fuck you. But point being
was gonna
made.
listen.
All right, fine. Maybe not me. Maybe somebody else. Okay. Maybe our producer might just put out a link, and and she'll. Next thing you know, she's booming, making it big on the BET experience and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the day, it was influential in the sense where it's like everything had a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say 95% of music back then, probably from the 2000s and earlier, had a purpose.
Okay.
I think you're right that a lot more music. I think music is more influential now, but the music is not being used to influence as much as it has been in the past, right? Because we look at, like, take NWA for example, straight out of Compton and Fuck the Police, right? And these are songs that really made a huge impact.
Yeah.
And they were hugely influential, but they didn't have, if that had come out today, millions more people would have heard that. Millions more people would have been on board, and probably a lot more angry as well.
Yeah.
And I think that we don't see that as much anymore. I don't, every once in a while, like, Joyner Lucas came out with that I'm Not Racist song a while back, but you don't really see music like that as much anymore. I think.
Nah, you're totally right. I can't even think of another artist like Joyner Lucas that makes songs the way that he makes songs. And the good thing is he knows how to differentiate between what he wants to do and what he wants to give his audience. And either way, everybody's happy all around.
Yeah. No, I can see that. The reason I ask is, like, I grew up with I grew up with rock and roll back in the day.
I can tell.
I grew up with Motley Crue. I grew up with Rolling Stones, the Eagles. The Beatles have been a big one for my entire life.
Yeah.
But the reason I say, like, for example, like, I even had this debate in class last year. The Beatles versus the Rolling Stones. Who was more influential? Most people would say the Beatles. They were bigger. They had more records sold. But if you just break it down to the music point of it, like, don't get me wrong, the Beatles had amazing lyrics. They had amazing songs that to this day, people still sing, people still enjoy. But it's a song, like, the way I put it was like, it's a song I don't mind listening to on my drive home with, either my family or my friends, but I'm just cruising. Am I gonna go to a party and put on the Beatles? No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm sad to say it, but no, I'm not. What I might put on is a few songs from the Rolling Stones, get the people going and whatnot. But again, it's that different vibe. Right. Different vibes and whatnot, but at the same time, like, they're still bands and they still play that rock and roll. And the reason I say, for me, my thing was I thought the Rolling Stones were technically more influential because they didn't just hit the music part of it, but they hit, it was a lifestyle that they were bringing out. So, but again, it's not so much that it's wrong, it's right. It's just that's the way I saw it. And I mean, to this day, you saw the Rolling Stones still playing music and whatnot. Unfortunately, the Beatles got broken up by Well, we all know.
Well, there's a number of reasons.
There's a number of reasons.
Yeah.
There's a number of reasons, but there's always one reason that everybody keeps coming back to.
Yes.
But regardless, the Beatles will always be hands down one of the best bands of all time. Always.
Hands down.
But I've seen it too. Like even nowadays, like you guys said, like anybody can kind of really just pick up the mic and start producing something, start singing, start playing the drums, start playing the guitar, and it's like because of all these great artists that have come up and started with nothing or didn't even know how to play the year before. Next thing you know, they learned how to play the guitar and now they're busting songs out and people want to hear more of their music. So I think that's cool. One artist of mine that I really enjoy listening to is Steve Aoki. This dude, he's a big time DJ now, but the dude started with heavy metal rock. How did he go from that to that? And he wasn't even a DJ at first. He was just at parties, had the freaking stereo with him, had the laptop, and would just press play for the next song. He's not being a DJ. He was just playing the next song, and now he's one of the biggest artists, in the world right now. So I thought that was cool. I was like, that's a pretty cool story that can inspire somebody. Maybe somebody might see like, oh, you know what? Maybe that might work for me. Maybe not. But either way, it might spark something.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, I think beyond that, it just shows how interconnected everything is.
Yeah.
Like people like to separate different genres of music. And I was having this conversation earlier with our producer.
Oh yeah.
About how people think of like country and rap as very different. Right?
Yeah.
But
no, they're not.
But they're not at all.
They're not.
Like a great example is when how in rap songs they'll have those call outs like
Yeah.
And then you'll be like
ad-libs.
watching or woo. Yeah, ad-libs,
The
exactly.
ad-libs.
Right? You go and you listen to a country song nowadays.
Yeah.
And you hear the or the in the background the same kind of ad-libs are a little bit different, a little bit like country-esque.
Yeah.
But it's the same. And so this whole idea of like borders between different types of music and really music and art in general, it's like they aren't really there. It's something that we put there.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
It's like music. The way I've always seen it is like people always ask, because as you may tell from my name, I'm Mexican, but I don't like listening to banda or corridos. It's just not my cup of tea. But I'll appreciate it. There'll be songs where I'm listening to, I'm like, oh, okay, that was a good song. Like, I enjoyed the beat, I enjoyed the drums, I enjoyed the guitar in the background, the rhythm of everything. But that goes, for me, that's how I break down all kinds of music. Whether it's R&B, whether it's rap, rock and roll, EDM, whatever. Like, I'll break it down. Yeah, because I love music in general. So if I find a beat or I find an artist that I like, I'm going to like it. But, that goes the other way around. So, there was a buddy of mine who is a big fan of Bad Bunny. And I don't really understand any of the words this dude's saying. But this dude always has a good beat. He always gets the party going. And he actually pays attention to like what the crowd gets, excited for. Yeah. If he has like a little chorus and if he sees that the fans are enjoying it, they're getting up and going, he'll make a song out of that little chorus, make an even bigger song, and do the whole thing over again. So he'll be learning from what his fans are liking. So kind of that same thing. He's doing he's putting out there what the fans like, not so much of like incorporating more of his own kind of music. But he's studying. He's paying attention. He's noticing what the fans like.
He is a genius.
On some sort, on that level, you have to give him credit. It's not all super different. It's all pretty similar. But I mean, people like it, and people keep going. So I was like, hey, cool.
That's true.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
As long as the people like it, that's what brings you the money. And that's where the whole like it being easy to make money, make music now. I feel like a lot of people they focus more on the money aspect. Because as soon as you got a good fan base coming in, you got good money coming in.
Yeah.
And being that now there's so many people open to so many different types of music, like Old Town Road, the remix.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised at how long was it number one for? Like a cool 2-3 weeks, maybe even longer.
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't put it past that was like a month and a half, maybe.
Shit was catchy. Shit's still catchy. So it's like people are now we're more open. Grandparent, but yeah.
But but there are also a lot of people that I don't agree with down there. So it goes both ways.
That's very true.
But I think it does. Your point brings it down a little bit to a question of artistic integrity, right? You talk about oh, well, this musician is listening to what the audience wants. At what point are you like, you know what, they're just in it for the money and they're not in it for the music?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I like to look at an artist and be like, I can tell they're making this music because they want to make this music.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a little bit of both. Like, I'll listen to songs and I'll be like Eminem, for instance, it's like, all right, I just need you to chill out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to rap so fast, all right? Just go back to that, like old Slim Shady kind of cadence, right? So, and I would love it if he would listen, which he doesn't. But at the same time, I respect that he's putting out what he wants to put out.
Yeah.
So what balance is that? Because I don't think we should just, the fans are always right.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, don't think we should never listen to artistic integrity.
I do think there's some sort of balance which is tricky. It's tricky. I think some artists have been able to like find that and have successful careers off of that, still putting out the music that they want, that they want to share with everyone, and fans still respond in a positive way. And others, like it's hard. Like others, like, they try to do it, and unfortunately, like they can't find that balance. And it's a tough. I mean, no one said the music industry was ever easy.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like if your heart's really in it, and if you really want to put your music out, you'll find a way. Eventually, you'll find a way. And actually, I think artists too. I think nowadays, like when they put out, like let's say they put out a good first album, and it's the music that they want, but like the second album wasn't so hot, but they go and disappear for a few years. They kind of go back, they restructure everything, they kind of do their own little research and whatnot, play with some things, play with some new instruments, and next thing you know, 10 years later, they come out with the third album, and it's better than ever. Like,
It's fucking fire.
It's fire. Like look at the Jonas Brothers, for example. They were stuck in that Disney look for the longest time, and they wanted to expand and break out and make new music, and they couldn't. They disappeared for like 5-10 years, and now they're coming back.
That's the one thing I cannot give credit to Disney to. Fucking up young artists because they want to keep them just in that childish mentality. And then when they finally break free from their contracts, then you get Miley Cyrus and Demi Lovato.
Wait, I'm confused.
You say you can't give them credit?
So you don't like Miley Cyrus, or you do like Miley Cyrus and you just wish she had been let out of her childish thing earlier?
She should have been let out of her childish ways earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because if she was let out earlier, she wouldn't have wilded out.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's fair.
Same thing with Demi Lovato. I feel like then again, I feel like to retort to drugs is more so, it's more than just a career issue. Like maybe she had some personal stuff at home going on for her, but I feel like because of the contract and the face that she had to uphold for Disney, that also played a role.
I think it places a lot of pressure on a person.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
And I mean, beyond that, I mean, the public is pretty quick to judge when somebody does something like that, but in reality, you probably know plenty of people throughout your life that have done things like that.
Oh yeah,
that don't get
sure.
judged nearly as harshly as the people who are famous do. So it's like, I try not to think about it because I don't think it's all that helpful. But I do think Disney plays a role, definitely.
But don't get us wrong, Disney. We still love you. All
Yeah,
right? You heard us talking about fucking Star Wars. Like we love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just that's the one thing we can't give you credit for.
Yeah, you're still gonna fund us, right?
Please. I'm broke.
Yeah, we're all broke.
We're sitting on the couch right now.
I work at Starbucks, and I'm a barista. That should tell you enough. Let me think.
Robert, what you got?
What do I got? We can move on to something a little bit more silly. Let's see. What's going on in the world?
What's your take on interracial relationships?
What's my take on them? Well, I'm in a relationship with the producer, who is another race.
That would do it.
Boom!
I think
In your face!
I think they're good. I like this whole idea of us eventually all becoming one race, right? So that you can't really be racist anymore because we've all intermingled so much that it's like we're all just one thing.
Take me for example.
It'll be like I don't know, but I think it would be a lot better, if we all identified as the things that we are, which is human, rather than black, white, Asian, whatever. I think that would be really positive. So I think interracial relationships, I mean, as long as they're healthy relationships, they're my blessing. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
Beautiful.
I don't think I've ever really seen. Actually, I've never seen a problem with relationships like that. Like, it's just you like who you like, and whether you guys get along and you guys are healthy for each other, and you guys communicate and learn to grow in your own fields, in your own worlds, and learn to coexist with each other. Like, does it really matter where you come from, or what race you are, what kind of hair you have, or whatever? Mm-hmm. That's how I've always been. It's like, you like who you like. Those feelings you can't really stop. They just happen. Just understand it, that you're still two human beings that need to grow and learn on your own. And if you still make time for each other to grow together, that's also cool. That's also a great thing. Relationships aren't easy. They're always very tricky. A lot of work that goes into them.
Oh, yeah.
But, shoot. Wherever they're from, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I think you learn a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In every relationship I've had, in every relationship you learn a lot.
Oh, for sure.
When it's somebody who's from a different culture and an entirely different background,
mm-hmm.
you learn things about yourself. Some of them good, some of them bad,
mm-hmm.
And you can make improvements upon yourself. I think that's an immensely positive thing about interracial relationships and relationships in general.
Yes. And I think that's a big part of what I mean by growing. You grow, always growing. There's always something new to learn. Doesn't really ever stop. And I know nowadays, or even back in the day, like, it's always looked at weird, like, somebody who's been in, let's say, a 10-year relationship, and it looks like it's going the long run, which more than likely, it will be. And then for whatever reason, they got to start over. For whatever reason it may be, good, bad, terrible, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like people always look at the in a negative way, like, oh, like, what are you gonna do now? It's like, well, I'm gonna start over. Like, with nothing else I can really do but to start over, and who knows where that takes me.
Right.
Where that takes me, I have no idea, no clue. But for now, all I know is I have to start over. Things happen, good and bad, and you just have to learn from them. There's always, like Robert said, there's always something to learn in the relationships that you're in. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
That was a good question, Ty.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys had a lot to say about it. So that right there, I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that.
If I could reach you, I'd pat you on the back.
I can reach you, but I'm not gonna pat you on the back.
That's all right. You looking at me is enough.
Damn. Yeah, look this way.
He looked away.
Hey, Robert. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you.
It's a question I like to ask on a well and even playing field of people who are open, because being that, believe it or not, I'm black.
You're a liar.
You're a believer.
Being I associate myself with a lot of black friends and the black culture and whatnot, I'm going to be honest, my fellow black people, we take interracial relationships way too serious. For example, I like to describe it as the hidden community amongst black people called the woke people. And these are the people who have some strange vendetta against people in interracial relationships. Thank you. I don't know why I can't talk today. So
it's the rum chata.
Yeah, probably. I think I'm drunk.
No, he's drunk.
There's no thinking.
There's no thinking. He's drunk.
For example, I'm gonna give a really good example. Childish Gambino. I feel like his career lately has been rising through the roof. This man makes really good music. He's doing great things on Atlanta. And then he was receiving a lot of positivity for all the things that he was doing, even with his music video, like This Is America. Man was doing great. And then all of a sudden, it just took that one person. I'm willing to believe that it was that one black girl had to dig a little too deep into his personal life and find out that he's dating a white woman. Mm-hmm. Has a kid by her and just is happy. Yeah. And from there, he gets slandered. From there, this community of woke folks are just upset with him, especially the woman. Because his excuse, and I don't even know if it's safe to call it excuse, but just what he said in whatever interview it was, he said that he tried to date black women, but they always thought of him as weird. And here it is, he met this girl. Just so happens that she's white. loves him just the way he is. Now, everyone's so focused on the fact that he said he tried to date a black woman rather than just being like, oh, you're in a happy relationship. And that's something that I don't like. Being that 2019, thank you again for just making America just so open. Being that it's 2019, we gotta let that shit go. Like, we're all here in this country that's, for the most part, kind of sort of free enough for us to socialize and mingle with one another
and make a podcast.
Exactly, with not just people of my own skin color, but just people of so many different skin colors, cultures, backgrounds whatsoever. Why is it that if I choose to interact with someone on a more intense and personal level, I get slandered for that? I don't think that's fair. So because of that hidden animosity that's there in the black community, I just had to bring that up, because I want to know, like, what being from your own personal background, your own culture, like, is there some hidden turmoil or some hidden problem within your community or within your people that goes on about that you guys don't necessarily like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me being coming from a Mexican household and everything, it wasn't so much for my parents. My parents were always the ones that kind of some of the same thing. Like, you like who you like, and it doesn't really matter who likes that and who doesn't. But that being said, the generation before them, so my grandparents and whatnot, even some of my uncles and aunts that still live in Mexico and everything, even my family that live here in the United States, being very old school, being very traditional. When I think it was my brother, he brought home a white girl for the first time.
Ooh.
Nothing wrong with it.
Ooh.
I never had a problem with white women.
Ooh.
I'm a man of the world. I don't give a damn. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than never had a problem.
And well, well, yeah.
Either way.
So either way. So he brought a white woman home, and my parents never cared about it. They never thought twice. They're like, okay, cool. Hey, what's up? Like,
at least she's a girl.
Well, that too. My parents are still very open about whatever decisions we decide to make in our lives.
Yeah.
But no,
Ty the homophobe over here.
I'm really not.
I thought we were being open 2019. What happened? What happened to that?
Hey, man.
That goes in all aspects.
Even though we're being open, we can also have our personal opinions. That's all I'm saying. I have nothing wrong with the gay community. I have someone right now who calls me his brother, and he just so happens to be gay. Love him to death.
That's not a green card, my friend.
Yeah, that also
I'm just saying.
That sounds like I have a black friend. Like,
I can't be racist. I
am
have
a black friend.
I thought you were Belizean.
Hey.
I thought you were Belizean.
I'm a mutt. I'm many things. I'm your Belizean friend, black friend,
Listen,
Jamaican
man,
friend.
if I stay out in the sun for at least one more week, we're going to be the same skin tone. So I don't want you to start. That's how close we are.
You're going to be black now. Starting today.
I'm cool with it.
But
like I was saying, so my brother brought home a white woman. My parents didn't care. They were whatever. It was my grandparents and whatnot. And, they thought of it weird. Because usually in the Mexican community, like, you're Mexican. You're more than likely going to end up with another Mexican. Especially being that we grew up in San Diego, only 10 minutes from the border. Mexicans everywhere, And, no, like, I just figured, like, well, what if I don't end up with a Mexican woman, What if I don't end up with a Latina or anything? Like, what if I find a white woman? Well, actually, at the time, I was really into Asians. Asian women always caught my attention, always. And
God damn.
And yeah, I was like, I know my cousin was laughing about it. He's like, well, how does it feel that your brother brought home a white woman? I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm pretty much gonna bring home a Asian woman. So you got a problem?
Hey, man,
and she was like, I don't like Asians. Like, well, I don't like you. You can't go near my girlfriend. Granted, I never had an Asian girlfriend, but it's cool. I'm still trying. Whatever.
You still don't have a girlfriend?
No, dude. I told you this.
Viewers, we'll put his number down here.
You don't have
George is handsome and single, and his legs are beautiful.
He does have beautiful legs. That's true.
It's you should see his hair.
How did we get on this?
I get distracted.
How did we get here? We were talking about my brother.
We drove over here and walked up the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, we did walk upstairs.
You're right.
I didn't drive with you though. Actually, you didn't even drive.
I didn't.
Exactly.
I carpooled.
I know you did.
So.
Because you're still saving your parking space.
And he's saving the environment.
Exactly.
How?
One less car.
Yeah, one less car.
Oh.
Driving around.
You know what? You're right, Superman. way to go, Captain Planet.
So where's this white girl at now?
They broke up. they didn't. That I mean, that relation that was like back in high school, so that ended quick. But I mean, it's the same thing. Like we always saw the same thing. Like even now, like even at work today, you know, my coworkers always make fun of me because I'm always liking white women. I was like, well, yeah, because like Mexican women are crazy and they always give me a hard ass time. I did say it. I'm Mexican. I'm allowed to say it. It's my own family, of course.
Oh shit! I
Of course,
the same thing
I'm allowed to say.
Women. They are crazy.
Am I still not gonna date a Mexican woman? Like, no, I'll still date a Mexican woman if I want to. If I find a woman who I get along with and we have good conversations and she can laugh at my jokes, because believe me, my jokes come out pretty much every other sentence and they're a lot to take sometimes.
Yeah.
And if they can take the joke and throw it back at me, I'm probably gonna marry them. We'll see. I don't know.
Damn, that's all it takes.
Oh wow.
You know how hard it is to find a woman who can take my jokes and throw them back at me?
Actually, yeah.
I'm gonna put on
It is pretty hard.
I'll put on makeup.
No.
You wouldn't even know.
I'll recognize you in an instant.
know.
Ty, get your butt out the bar. Don't even bother about coming over here.
Hey, man.
Get your butt out the bar.
I'm just saying.
Don't think I didn't see you.
I want that military discount.
Ty, you can't just put on a wig and think I'm not gonna recognize you. You
I
gotta
want the
shave
military
too, man.
discount.
I ain't gonna give you no military
I'll
discount.
shave for you.
I'll still recognize you. I'll still recognize you. I didn't order this drink. Oh yeah, it was from the woman down from the bar. Ty! Take your beer back. I am not drinking your beer.
My name isn't Ty.
It's
Tina.
It's Tyra.
It's Tina.
Oh,
okay?
Tina.
Ty and T sounds different. Okay.
But they're still spelling T, you idiot. I can still tell it's you.
Oh man, what about you, Big Rob?
No, I mean, I can only speak to my experience. My family has been great whenever I've dated somebody who isn't white. But it is definitely a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've definitely met people who are not okay with it, or think it's weird, or think it's odd.
Yeah.
My response to them is, you should try it.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I think that if they were in the same situation, maybe they wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't have a long diatribe about it, but I think every culture kind of expects you to continue that culture, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you go outside of that culture, it's kind of almost like you're contributing to the death of that culture.
Yeah.
Rather than what it should be about, which is just making, each other happy.
Yeah. And you know what? Going back to what you were saying earlier, like how hopefully later on down the road, like, pretty much, you're going to have so much blood within your own family line, so many different family trees, I guess you can say, so many different bloodlines that it's not going to really matter. Like, yeah, you're going to be Mexican, but you're probably going to be Belizean and Jamaican and whatever.
Exactly. Let them people know.
Who knows how many bloodlines you'll have in your family. Like, for example, like, I didn't know I had Japanese blood in my family until like 3 years ago.
No wonder you like Asian girls.
Well, I mean, that's part of it, I guess, but I think it goes from something, a little bit further than that. But no, I didn't know. I had no idea. So like, who knows, how far it's gonna go later on down after me. How I guess you can say bunched up with my family line is gonna be.
Yeah.
How many different what's it gonna be like? And I think that's cool. I think that's super cool. Like, what does it really matter? Like, it shouldn't have to come down to the what kind of race you're from or anything like that. Like, I think at the end of the day, we are part of one race, which is the human race.
Yeah.
Which is, I think,
good luck with that. I'm an alien.
You never want to be anything that you don't want to be black. You don't want to be human.
You don't want to be Belizean.
I just want to be. That's it.
That period.
All right, so we just agreed that Ty is not going to be here anymore. He has to go on timeout for the next 10 minutes.
Go to the corner.
Damn.
Think about what you just said.
All right, I'll be back.
Wait, no, we're kidding. I do think, ideally, hopefully one day.
Ty will work on his legs.
No, he doesn't work on his legs.
You are right.
No, I know he does. I know he
He has
does.
stronger legs than I do, man.
I've heard the stories.
No, I think.
Ty can lift on leg day. He does ham.
I think.
I said that wrong.
He does ham.
He does ham. I meant he goes ham and does work, and I put the two quotes together. Like, he does ham. Like, well, that's not what I was trying to say.
Kick names and take ass.
That's right.
I do think that ideally one day we won't even be thinking about what race are we or what race is in our past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my ideal future.
Mm-hmm.
But I recognize that that's not the place we're at right now.
It's gonna take some time. Definitely gonna take some time. And
It's
just
not within my lifetime, I don't think.
no.
But it
I
would
don't
be.
think so.
But that's my hope for the future. Are you guys glad you were named what you were named?
Actually, yeah, I am kind of happy the name that I have. Although I have about 17 different nicknames.
That is very true.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
You
It's-
basically have 17 names within your own name when you just read it all out. That's why you say it so fast.
Jorge Alberto Aviña.
See?
I don't even know what you just said.
Exactly. Just also too. So for anyone listening, I don't have a middle name. It's one first long name and one last name. The first name is Jorge Alberto. Jorge and Alberto for my white listeners.
So Jorge.
My non-Spanish speaking listeners.
Jorge.
Sorry, let me clarify that. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I feel you.
Okay. So Jorge and Alberto. Last name, Aviña, with a little squiggly line that goes at the top. It's called an accent mark. Spanish speakers, Ñ. There you go. I hit all of them. So those are my names that was given to me on my birth certificate. Now,
Excuse me.
Gesundheit. Gesundheit.
Look. I have to
He
get out.
really did not want you to finish.
Yeah, he did it. He was like, nah, forget this guy. But as you've been hearing, these guys have been calling me George the whole time, which is also not necessarily my name, but I respond to George.
I mean, what do you want us to call you?
We can start calling you Jorge.
No, don't emphasize see, that's why I don't mind people calling me George, because people don't emphasize the whore, because it's George. But regardless. So I don't know if I told you this, Ty, the story of how I became George.
Probably didn't.
I don't think I did. I think I told
talked to
you
me about
guys before. But, I grew up in San Diego, Mexican home, Mexican area. And everyone I introduced myself to as Jorge, they ended up just calling me George. So I just okay, I'm George now. Jorge is no longer here. I'm George. My name is George now. So that was always my name through pretty much kindergarten through high school. It was always George. And then I went up north to Sacramento State, and I introduced myself as George to everybody. Now, again, a lot less Mexican people. I became super exotic. I was happy about that. I was rare.
Because your name was George?
No, because I was brown. Most people in the area weren't brown.
That makes sense.
They were either white, black, or Asian. I was like, wow, I'm exotic.
I thought you were black.
I'm close, but I'm not there yet. Close, I'm close.
He's working on it.
I'm working on it, dude. Come on, give me a break. I don't get that.
Yeah, we're not even halfway into this.
Come on, man.
Wow.
So, yeah, I introduced myself as George, but then everybody just started calling me Jorge again. I said, all right, y'all got to figure it out. What are we doing here? So
We doing you.
yeah, apparently. I was Jorge up there and down in San Diego, down where, by the border, I was George. And I was, you know what, whatever you guys call me, I'm just going to respond. And who knows? I'm probably going to be David by next week, but I don't know. So yeah, I got a lot of nicknames. I can go on forever about nicknames, but those are the basic names that you guys can call me.
What about you, Ty? Are you glad you were named Tyus Welch?
Yeah. If you leave it at Tyus Welch and don't fuck it up, then yes.
What are you talking about, Tiberius?
Yeah,
All
Ty.
right. So, let's see. My phone is next to me, and I'm about to whip out my ID. My full name is Tyus Acourier Davis Welch. Tyus spelled Thaius. That's the first problem, is the spelling.
I feel like he's gonna spell.
Is
out
there
his
two
entire
T's?
name.
No, it's not two T's.
Is there a silent R?
The H is silent
Where is the Z?
Yeah, where's the Z at?
in the alphabet.
He got me on that one.
So, yeah, the spelling of my name throws a lot of people off. So, funny story.
Ha!
Fuck you.
Ty, put your finger away.
Oh, gosh. So, continuing the story. Back in 9th grade, it was PE. We were stretching. And someone amongst the group was making jokes. And got half the class laughing. The teacher, Mr. Webster, he wasn't feeling it. He was mad. He was like, hey, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to calm down. No laughing over here. You over there. You know, cool it, man. Cool it. Hey, you girl, like, what are you doing? Ain't no, you stretching wrong. Then he points at me. And then this clown right here, what's your name again? Theotis. I'm like, every pronunciation was wrong. Like,
no.
he made no effort to say my name correctly. I'm just like, okay. Like, I was so awestruck. I'm like, yeah, at that moment.
Theotis. I love Theotis.
I will start calling him that.
I want Theotis to be a thing. We are changing your name.
All right, so hey, you guys, this is
Theotis.
This is episode 2-2 of our podcast on You've Been Served. My new name is now Theotis. All right, can you dig it or can you dig it?
A mí me gusta.
That means he likes it.
Thank you for the translation. I like how the Mexican guy translates what the white guy said. For the black guy.
Look at that. All right, cultural appropriation is beautiful.
How?
So, to finish the question, I honestly don't have a problem with my name. If you just leave it at Tyus Welch, I love my name. My name is a name that you don't hear very often. And then Welch. It's like you can't go wrong with Welch. When you think of Welch, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Please answer the question.
I don't hear
Welsh
I don't
people.
Yeah, Welch
People from
people from Welch.
Yeah. That's not what it's called.
People from Welch.
People from Welch. My Welchlians.
So for my smart people.
All of a sudden he's smart. All of a sudden he went to Harvard and now he is this intellectual being.
Didn't you hear him? He got at least past 9th grade, which is farther than I expected.
That's fair.
Exactly.
You're right.
All right.
At least 9.
I don't even know how I made it to college, but here it is. I'm in college.
Word.
He's not in college, guys.
No, I'm speaking for me too. Not word about you.
You lucky I lost my college ID.
Oh yeah. How convenient you lost your school ID that says you went to college.
Twice.
Yeah. How convenient that
in
now
the
you
same
don't
semester.
have. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was it the same week?
Exactly.
Was it the same week?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Actually, Robert left early.
But I was there for him.
Yeah.
Were you?
I said hi to him. We hugged.
But were you there for him?
Yeah.
Were you now?
Just for him.
So you were there at my house for Robert.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
That's why most people would.
Just like I believe that you went to college. You can't just walk around at a college and say, I went to college.
my name, okay? I like my name.
I can walk around USC and be like, I go to USC. That doesn't mean I take classes there. But I go to USC and I walk around.
I'm going to start using that. I'm going to fly to Harvard.
Yeah, I go to Harvard. What class are you taking? I never said took classes. I go to Harvard and I walk around.
Theotis likes his original name, Tyus, okay?
Theotis is a great name.
Theotis sounds like a Greek god.
See, you're a Greek god now.
He was always a Greek god to me.
Thank you.
Don't lie to him.
Damn it. Your fucking elf ears.
Oh, shit.
Just call me Legolas.
You pronounce that weird.
Legolas?
I'm pretty sure it's Legolas.
Legolas?
No, not Legless. Okay, you know what?
It's Legolas.
I don't even know what that is.
That's how it's spelled, but I feel like it's pronounced.
So that's how it's spelled, but that's not how it's pronounced.
There are plenty of things that are spelled differently.
I was just clarifying what you were trying to say.
Oh, okay. Then,
It's
yeah.
Legolas.
Legolas.
You never seen Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
That's the character I'm talking about. He's an elf.
Oh,
So I said thank you.
Yeah, he's dope though.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
All right, hold up. So if he's an elf, what are Ty and I? In like mythical beings.
I'm a Moor.
You can't answer that for yourself. You
Yeah,
asked me.
I don't think we're allowed to do that.
You called me an elf. Now I get to name you. Robert, I think honestly, you would be either like part of the human race,
Okay.
or a hobbit.
I'm alright with that.
No,
All
you'd
right.
be a hobbit.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Tiberius Fillmore.
He probably did Robert first. Like, the good one. Now they turn to me. It's about to be all sides and heat. I just want to make sure you guys pay attention to that.
He's leading up to it.
So you would either be. Hold on.
I'm not even gonna look.
No. You're good. I want you to hear it.
I'm listening.
So you would either be like a dwarf, very strong, very aggressive, or like a wizard. You know how Gandalf the Grey was a thing? You'd be Theodos the Black.
I knew it was coming down to color. As soon as it said Gandalf the Grey, I was like, this fucking kid.
In fairness, he set me up. Robert opened up the playing field for me. Like, I know exactly where to go for this.
You know what? That name sounds fantastic. I will be Theodos the Black. All right.
That does sound pretty cool.
That sounds fantastic. All right.
That's what I do. I give good names.
I should have trusted you.
You should have.
I'm sorry.
And you acted like the lead up was gonna be all bad.
I just wanted to make it seem like it was.
Yeah.
But
I like Bill.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say Tiberius, but I was like, no. Theodos is good.
Theodos works there, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, Theodos is perfect for this spot.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Don't get used to it because it might not happen again.
All right, no problem.
But who knows?
I also go by Tafion.
No. We're not gonna give you that one.
Yeah, no.
We're not giving you that one. No. I don't know who gave you that one. Whoever gave you that one, slap him in the face.
That's for you, Dejan. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Dejan, you're not a real friend.
Dejan, you're a villain. Why would you give him that name? You're a villainous fiend amongst villains.
Damn. He's gonna cry so hard once he hears that part. If he hears that part.
Yo, so let me ask, because usually, like, this is the second podcast, people are still getting to know us. And when you're getting to know somebody, you like to figure out, what their goal is, what they want to be.
Fair.
Right? So let's go through, Ty, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A drug dealer.
Okay.
No. Not what you are now. What you want to be, about 10 years from now.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. I would like to be a businessman. I want to own a pet care center that does a little bit of everything. Like we have an animal hospital, an animal pet care shelter, just a little bit of everything, man. I have a huge heart for animals. And then I also want to play some role in the music industry. I like to sing and write my own music. So right now I'm working with a friend to see if we can actually work together on making some music. We'll see how it goes. And if not, then hey, somewhere down the line I'll figure it out. Then I want to own a family restaurant. A mix with all my cultures. All right? So this will be the one place you have to believe that I'm not just Belizean.
See, I feel like if you did that, you claim to be so many things that you'd be adding dishes on the daily.
Which will be the best part. We don't discriminate.
Yeah?
So you be hometown buffet.
You're setting...
Except not a buffet.
Not a buffet. But in that same concept, like they have a variety of different foods. Got it. Okay.
You're setting a really low bar if what's good about it is it doesn't discriminate. Because that should be every restaurant. Yeah. And if that's your selling point, I think you're going to need a new...
It wasn't, but now I'm hurt. So I got to re-edit that last goal. Come back to me.
I think you could do a restaurant. I just think you need a different tagline. We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate. Well, did you at first? Was it a thing and then you got called out?
I mean, I never worked at a restaurant before, so I can't say, but...
We're going to fine tune this idea of our friend Theodos, and we're gonna find the restaurant that works for him, and we're gonna bring it to life.
Thank you. I'm gonna go start a GoFundMe page.
We'll do that eventually, but first things first. Figure out the idea, and then we'll go from there.
I'll shoot the link.
All right. So what about you, George?
So I actually moved out here to LA. Like all stories go, to become an actor. I actually went to school at the New York Film Academy, got my bachelor's degree. Want to make it into this industry that's very tough, but that is my overall goal. Right now I work at Starbucks, and I'm actually about to start working at Rockstar. But money is a little tight, but these are temporary things. These are things that I have at the moment, but my overall goal down the road is, making it to the movie industry. But I love movies and television shows and cartoons all the same. Like, I just want to be a part of that world in some way, shape, or form. So what exactly that's going to mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but definitely going to be a part of it later on down the road. What about you, Robert?
Ditto in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one of your primary aspirations is to be an actor.
Yes.
And that's not as much for me. I'd like to be behind the camera, kind of like directing things like that.
Yeah.
But there's room for everything. I think pretty much every aspect of film is really just incredibly fun and entertaining. And
It's
just lovely
such
to be a part of.
Yeah, it's such a great time. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No,
but
right.
I was agreeing with you. It was such a great time.
No, it's something that it really is. Like, I've been making films since I was like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had this old VHS camera.
Yeah.
And my dad gave it to me, and I just walked around and filmed people's feet. And I've ever since then, yeah, no, totally. at 4 years old, I discovered myself.
Whoa!
But no, it's something that I've always loved. There hasn't been a moment in my life that I can remember where I didn't.
I can relate.
Yeah. I didn't have that when I was growing up. I was more of a soccer player than but I grew up in front of a television. And I loved anime, I loved cartoons, I loved the sci-fi world. I was always left alone in the TV room because my parents never wanted to watch what I wanted to watch, and neither did my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, I don't even know, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. My dad got me on Star Wars, but I took off with it to the point where even he doesn't want to watch Star Wars with me anymore. But he still loves it, and I love it. It's just that world.
Watch Star Wars?
Of course, you gotta trilogy it up at least once a year, or the dark side wins.
Let me ask you a question, right? Because in one of the more recent Star Wars, there was somebody had a Hispanic accent. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, no, he was Hispanic.
Yeah.
It was
no, but he hadn't. But like he didn't change his voice for it.
Oh,
right?
I see what you mean.
Like, because he could have tried to more Americanize it.
Mm-hmm.
Did that make an impact on maybe not you, because you sound very American, you're very fluent.
Yeah.
But on your father or anybody else who you're related to?
Not that I know of. Like, I don't think it hit my dad that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did appreciate the fact that he just talked like how he normally talks.
Yeah.
He didn't change the accent or anything. He didn't try and hide it. He just talked how he normally talks, but he did throw himself into the character.
Yeah.
But he made that personal choice of, I'm going to speak like this because, there's nothing in the script that says he has to have a different accent. Mm-hmm. So he made it his own. And it's technically like one of the first times. Actually, I think he's the first Mexican we've seen on the screen for at least Star Wars.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah, like if there was somebody who was Mexican in Star Wars from the first 3 trilogies, or even the first 2 trilogies, like I don't know about it.
Yeah, you weren't able to tell.
Yeah,
it wasn't clear.
Exactly,
yeah.
And I thought that was cool. That he didn't change it. It's like if it's not necessary, why do it? So I was totally for it.
Yeah.
It was a really cool moment to see on the big screen.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's representative of this sharing of culture.
Yeah.
And how it's becoming more and more frequent to see different types of people.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I think that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes sense to see a Mexican in space.
Why? Because we don't want him in America?
Why? Because illegal aliens? Is that why?
I mean, just because outer space is just so diverse. Like, anybody can exist out there. I believe a Mexican can legit exist.
I like our
Fair
answers
enough.
better.
Yeah. I thought he was trying to make it funny out of it, but he was being serious.
To make a joke, and he was being, okay.
But I respect it.
I legit think it. It's just, damn. I'm just saying, there's probably a group of aliens out there that just really...
Oh, word. That's a topic.
Oh, so, aliens. Do you believe them? Or do you not?
Do I believe them?
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Do you believe in them? I apologize.
Okay,
do you believe in? Do you believe in aliens?
Oh hell
or
yeah!
Do you
Area
not?
51, them shits exist. All right, them shits exist.
I've not heard a more Belizean answer.
All right, I believe in them. Aliens do exist, and the reason why I say that is because if we're going to be thinking realistically, meaning that the Earth is not flat and the Earth is not in the firmament, this is an actual planet.
Wait, hold up.
In the
Earth
firmament?
is not flat?
The Earth is not
We're
flat.
about to fight right now, Ty.
Wait, hold on. So, you do believe that the Earth is flat?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
believe
misunderstood.
that-
That's what I was trying to clarify. Like, wait.
I
What?
just wanted that to be clear because for those people that believe that the Earth is the firmament, meaning that the Earth is flat and the sky above us is actually water, it's not like space, then people like them wouldn't actually believe that there's aliens. But if we believe that this is a planet and that we actually are in a solar system, I feel like it'll be dumb to believe that we are the only living creatures in this entire universe.
Yeah, statistically, I 100% agree.
That's fair. Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I can't see it. Maybe there are other alien races that aren't as advanced as us. Maybe there are other alien races that are more advanced than us. But to just say that we are the only ones that exist, I think that's being completely naive.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's not. It's going to be hard to discuss this specifically because I think we all pretty much agree.
Yeah.
If you don't think that at least some like single-celled organism exists on another planet,
Are you taking off your pants?
No, dude, I was fixing my
not
pants.
now. Wait until it's off.
Please.
Sorry.
No, I mean if you don't think that at least like a single-celled organism exists on another planet, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And some people will make the argument that God would be, would only be interested in making humans, but to me that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I create something, I don't just create one thing. I create a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think just even if you're looking outside of statistics, maybe you're focused on the religion aspect, it doesn't make sense that humans and the animals on Earth would be the only living things in existence.
But see, I actually had this conversation again in class. It was my environmental studies class because my teacher, again, believed a lot in science and everything, but she did not believe a lot in religion. And I had other classmates who were, they understood science and they understood that it's a huge part of life and there's a lot of things that science can prove. But at the same time, they do believe in God and they're very religious. And I'm not saying that I'm not either. It's just more of I was the only one in the class trying to find the middle grounds between both these arguments. And I was like, okay, I mean, you're right. Statistically, it doesn't make sense that we're the only ones out there in the universe. Right. There's no possible way. There's got to be more. Like you said, either far more advanced than us or way less advanced than us. And that's true. You're right. There might be more than one planet like that. But that other argument of God only created us in his image, true, you're right. But at the same time, what if there's more to that story? Yes, our God created us. Does that mean he's the only one out there? And is there more to the story? I took Greek mythology, and a lot of those stories were very, very similar. Some of those stories came out way before the Bible. So it's okay, So where am I not getting all the full information? Again, this could be an argument or a discussion that can go on for decades, and it's going to go on for decades.
Right.
I was just the only one in the class. Maybe there's a middle ground. Maybe there's more to the story that we're not understanding or we're not looking because we don't want to. One group wants to be right. The other group wants to be right. So they're going to keep on going back and forth. What if you're technically both right, and there's a middle ground between the two that we're just not seeing.
Yeah.
I believe that my wife is an alien right now. She just doesn't know it.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Your wife doesn't know she's an alien? Or she just doesn't know that she's going to be your wife?
Yeah, she doesn't know she's my wife.
Fair.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I picture her with blue skin.
That's...
Like from Avatar?
the shitty one.
Well, not that tall.
Huh?
You say the shitty one?
Yeah, between the two avatars.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: the Blue People movie.
You're calling that one shitty?
Comparatively, yes. To
All
Avatar,
right.
the live, not the live action movie.
Duly noted.
Well, hold on.
Conversation
Wait. Oh, hold on. I think are you talking about Avatar: The Animated Series?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what's going on. I thought he was talking about the two movies. No, he's not doing that. He's talking about Avatar, the animated series, versus Avatar live action.
Blue people would win if it's
that was completely. You're right. Okay,
Avatar live action movie would just suck ass compared
to The Last Airbender.
Yes.
How do you guys feel about the new series?
I'm excited. The live action series that they're coming out with it.
Oh, it's a live action?
It's gonna be a live action TV series of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm excited for. They have the potential to create a great film for The Last Airbender. They just went about it the wrong way. They brought in the wrong director. The storyline got all mixed up.
But I didn't want them to do a film. I mean, like it was 22 episodes or something like that. Each one 30 minutes, and they're trying to condense that all into a movie.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna work. That's why I like this limited series idea.
Yeah. It's tough. And I was a little... When I found out, I was just like, oh, what? That's awesome. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, too, I thought, like, well, it was broken up into books. The first book was cool, but as you keep on going, it gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
So to put that onto the first film, like, I don't know. You have to do it just right to go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the film altogether just wasn't that great. I was a little bummed out because I thought it was... They have tons, like I said, they have tons of potential within the storyline itself. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't really have to change it all that much.
Yeah.
It's just, the execution wasn't there, unfortunately. But yes, super excited for them to do this live action, and hopefully it revives the storyline, and they do it justice. And who knows? I mean, they might even be able to go further within this storyline of the TV series than what they did in the animated series.
Yeah, I heard that too. I think they're going to actually have a 4th season too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I do hope that they're going to change it a bit. Because if it's the same, I'm going to be pissy because I'm so attached to the original, and I feel like if it's the same, it's just going to be ruining the original. Whereas I'd rather have it be different, like it's something that is something I can enjoy separately.
Yeah, something a little new from the original one. To still kind of be its own thing. I think it will. I think they will change it in certain aspects because you don't want to just see the exact same thing. But I mean, then again, who knows? We'll see what happens. I mean, Netflix has been stepping up their game as far as like TV series and films that they've been bringing on.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Regardless. Yeah. So we actually started up a social media account. We're about to start one up soon for a Twitter account. It's something I know. Let me get there. I don't have a Twitter. I've never had a Twitter, but because Tiberius Theotis made an Instagram account. Now I'm in charge of the Twitter account. But yes, now we have our new Instagram account. It's called You've Been Served Podcast. There's a photo of the 4 of us together on a little hike. We're gonna be posting up more. Theotis is the one in charge of that, so we'll be putting more photos up that as the weeks go on and whatnot. If there's certain topics you guys would like to hear, want us to talk about, put it on there. Message us, put it in the DMs, or even just send us a photo. We're not afraid to to talk about it. We have a variety of different things we can talk about. These are just topics that 4 friends want to talk about and have certain opinions about, and make fun of each other as we do it.
That is very true.
So we're excited for that part alone.
Mostly me, but
mostly Theotis.
Yeah.
But yes, on the Twitter account that will be coming up soon. I'll be working on that tonight. Hopefully, it'll be up by tomorrow morning. I might fall asleep. I don't know. We'll see about that.
That sounds like.
But we'll be put it up. But again, if you guys have anything, put it up. We talk about a variety of different things, and we're not afraid to give our opinions. Don't think our opinions are set in stone. We're not the people that run the world, but we just have thoughts and we have opinions, and we'll see. We'll go from there.
Exactly. My guy.
We might even have a few special guests on here later on down the road. We don't know exactly who yet, but we like hearing from other people, so we might have a few special guests and get their thoughts on it, and then have discussions with them. But yes, so that is our Instagram account. You've Been Served Podcast.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, thank you guys. I try.
Like, I'm swooning right now.
So I don't know. Do you guys want to continue with?
Yeah, let's do a shout out for our personal handles though as well.
Okay.
So like I'm at Robert Geus on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Pretty much everything, because nobody else has that name other than my dad.
That's fair. Nice. That's fair.
So,
well, mine is on Facebook is just Jorge Avina, not Jorge Alberto, just Jorge and Avina. And my Instagram account is JAAvina22. I put up a lot of stuff at music festivals, so just be aware that that's going to be on your timelines and whatnot. Just be aware.
It's very sexy.
Then there's me. I'm the complicated person. All right, so you can follow me at TWSoFresh_FFP. I'm very random with my posts, so don't judge me. But everything I post, you'll like. Twitter is the Ibn Sly. I couldn't spell thieving at the time, so I spelled it wrong. So it goes THEIVINSLY. That's my Twitter, Thieving Sly. Facebook, I don't use my Facebook anymore because I got tired of it. But if you want, you can add me on there. It's Sly Welch. Something else might pop up, but Sly Welch is ultimately the name that will pop up. And yeah, it's my social media.
Yeah, and word for if you're going to follow Ty, he does these great rants sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Where he'll just talk about a subject for like 20 minutes on his Snapchat or his Instagram.
Yeah, Snapchat is the same. It's TWSoFresh.
It's very emotional, you know. So be prepped if you're gonna watch it.
Or just do what I do. Just skip.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just play.
That is very fair. I give you that.
Excited.
And I think that is probably a good note to end on. So I've been Robert Geus.
I've been Jorge Alberto Aviña.
And I've been Ty, a.k.a. Tyus Welch, a.k.a. Tiberius, Fillmore Jr. II, Moon Man, No Relation, a.k.a. Biotis, a.k.a. Tapion. I am here for it all. All right, and this has been You've Been Served. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Woo!
I know I have.
Yeah. Let's get bitches.